Hello orienteering friends, welcome to the video. This is a race from May. It was a normal regional race and I decided that I will compete in H21 category because this was a short course and for me if it is a short course for H21, it's like almost a long for me. Not quite, but it's like a short and long. And I wanted to go a little bit longer distance and enjoy the forest a little bit more. Here to the first control, as you can see, I was struggling a little bit with getting my direction correctly, but once I did, I was confident and I was able to continue and run to first control without any big problems. I used this road at first, or bigger path, let's say, and then at some point I just guessed, probably here I took the bearing and ran straight to the control. As you saw, no big issues here, almost perfect. The forest was open, runnable. You could see in front of you, so that helped a lot. To the second control, basically I took a bearing and I was aiming for that fenced area. I was trying to keep my height and to keep my elevation, and that was it. And I would say I managed quite well. So as you saw, I avoided that non-runnable forest. It also worked as sort of a lead for me, and then I was looking for this hatched clearing. It yeah, that guided me to this stump. Again, not very difficult. The next control was a little bit tricky. Obviously, first I had to take the bearing, but here the bushes and the forest was a little bit overgrown, and it was not so easy to run here. And then there is this small non-renal forest in front of me, so that also like slowed me down. Basically all the way down I was, you know, slow because the slope was steep, and I didn't want to fall down. There were branches on the ground, etc. So yeah, I would say I was slow. Now here I'm at the edge of the fenced area, and I was just, you know, trying to figure out in which way I should get inside. Now this younger runner, apparently running the same category, I was just following him at first, but then he struggled to find the control as well as I did. We went a little bit to the right than we should have, and yeah, so there were other stumps around, or trunks, so that was sort of how to say, confusing at least, but now he is going to that other one, which is still not ours because it's closer to the fenced area. He is probably panicking more, but I was like, now we are close to the fence, so we need to go back a little bit, maybe down, and there we found it. So yeah, it was sort of a collaboration here. Now to this next control, that was an interesting, you know, like how would you go there? What would be your choice? And I would say there are like 3 options: either go back to the road or to the path, and then around the non-animal forest and down to the next control, or the middle, which I chose. Fortunately, there were runners in front of me who paved the path, let's say, a little bit, although still it was not very easy to run. You can see that there is a lot of these vines and you know, young trees that essentially are blocking you in a running. Also the slope was really steep. It wasn't easy to run, but there were some sections where you could do a couple leaps. So to me, I just didn't want to climb up, and also didn't want to go down and around and back again. So I opted for this one, but the younger guy, one of the younger guys, went really down and climbed back again, which I think it was not a bad decision either, because although longer, you have this road there that you could use and gain some speed. Obviously you have to climb up several contours back to control number 4, which can slow you down, but when you are young, then it's not that big of a problem. Here, due to the vegetation, I deviated slightly, but now again I saw this younger guy going to the control, so I just well, I took a bearing or took a guess, but then I saw him and I followed him to the control. So I was lucky in this regards, let's say. Obviously, to control number 5, it was more difficult for me because I wasn't able to keep up with this youngster, right? He's like, how much? 20 years younger than me, so he was able to run at some point uphill, but I wasn't able to do that. So, and even in walking, I was slower. But I was able to keep the direction correctly. I guess mainly because there were other runners and they paved the way. They created this small path. And then when I got to this small dirt wall with some sort of a small cliff there, I took a bearing from there and got to the control number 5 without any big issues. So now to control number 6. Again, basically I was trying to keep my elevation and keep my direction. I was also trying to, look for that small non-runnable forest, and that was it basically. As you saw, no issues here. Also, there was this sort of man-made path already, by other runners who ran in front of me or before me. So that made it a little bit easy for me. Control number 7. Well, I think at first I was aiming for the top and for that small clearing there, and then I wanted to, go around all these non-runnable forests. Also, as you can see, there was a path, so basically I followed this path as well, and then I was looking to my left for some sort of clearing in the forest, and I'm not sure if I would say that I was lucky or not, but I was sort of sensing the control here in this direction, and since the forest is wide open, the control was then quite well visible, so that made my life a little bit easier. I was expecting the control a little bit lower, to be honest. It was a sort of a surprise for me that it was here, but maybe, the GPS is right. Now to control number 8. Well, I'm not sure why I'm taking a bearing, because here I think it's the obvious choice would be, my choice was to follow the edge of the hill basically and just bump into the control. So I wasn't using my compass in this case too much Here I'm trying to slowly gain altitude and get to the edge of this hill, and that was it. I was how to say, one of the checks that I'm on correct path was this small cliff here, and then just follow this edge. Here I'm closing in to the control and I already see this small depression, so I was aiming for that and found the control. Yeah, to control number 9, I remember I was a little bit not distracted, but I didn't do a good route choice here. Maybe all that small parts did confuse me a little bit, and I hopped into that narrow ride there, which was not the best choice. I think I should have just ran straight here to that small pond or like a water ditch. That would have been a better choice, I think. I'm not sure why I didn't continue and why I chose to run through this narrow ride. Yeah, maybe I was just not reading the map properly ahead of me. So here I had to run uphill a little bit, but still I'm going in a good direction. I'm still probably, I guess I know where I am, at least a little bit. Yeah, I think this small ditch or water hole helped me to realize where I am, and then I corrected my direction, took bearing and started running to control number 9. Honestly, here it was, as you can see, still some sort of spring, so there was not so much vegetation, and I was expecting some sort of non-runnable forest, but I wasn't able to see it. So now, only after I closed in, I finally identified it, and now I'm looking for the control. Yeah, here I saw it even. So this edge it didn't seem like non-runnable, but obviously when the leaves will grow it will be non-runnable forest, I guess. Number 10, yeah, basically again I just took bearing, and I remember that I was focusing on this two small elevations, two small hills. Here I'm going to this junction just, to take the bearing from here, because this was like a clear point. But I think here on my right is one of these small elevated points, and then I was aiming for the other one or around it, which is again on my right now. I'm crossing over it a little bit, but as you can see, my direction is correct. And then the other point that I was focusing on here was this small overgrowth, like you can see in the map that there are these lines, these hatched lines, so that was guiding me to this small depression or small valley. Yeah, number 11. I think I ran straight or almost straight. There was no particular way how to do it differently, I think. I remember there was a small hill. Maybe that was sort of a guiding point. It seems that I'm able to keep my direction pretty well here, so good, but let's see. Yeah, almost perfect direction, so happy with that. Yeah, control number 12. Again, just took the bearing and ran straight down. The fences were visible, so this was easy. To the next control, I think I sort of used the path here, and then I was focusing on that small lake or water hole, and yeah, it was on top of a hill, I think, or at least some sort of top, so I was aiming for that. Yeah, let's see when I will be closing in. here in front of me I can see these small hills, small hilltops. So I was going for that, and I was expecting the control to be a little bit behind it, and that was it. So actually this was again quite easy to find this control. To control number 14, what can I say? Well, I just took bearing, I think, and I knew that I have to pass by my control number 9, so I was like, okay, my control number 9 should be on my right when I will be passing by, so somewhere in between I should go. That was my initial thought, and then I knew that I have to bump into some path, so that was it. Here, when I was closing in to the control, I was a little bit hesitant. I wasn't sure where exactly am I, but you know, I entered this non-renewable forest, started searching for the control, and I was very close to it, so it was like maybe a lucky that I found the control easily. Maybe I was really like having a really good direction, so I haven't spent much finding this control. To control number 15, I used all the paths and narrow rides that were possible to get there, and then the plateau is at the edge of a clearing which was visible, so again that was easy here. Maybe a little bit of an overshoot at the end, but I was able to correct it in time. Control number 16, I remember that I had no issues, but I was very slow in decision making when I got to to that small stream. I think I could have do it quicker, and yeah, but I don't remember any big issue there. Yeah, so as you saw, I was just, scanning the environment longer than it was necessary, I would say. Mainly because I was wondering about all those non-renewable forests. Here to control number 17. To be fair, I haven't seen any other possibility than just to go straight through that non-renewable forest. It seemed to me that going right or left around it would be like demanding either way. Maybe going left would be less of a hassle because it seems that there is a normal runnable forest. But this was early spring. I don't remember exactly. Somewhere in May, maybe even beginning of the May. So it wasn't that difficult to get through this. Obviously, for me as a tall guy, it wasn't very pleasant. I had to crawl almost, but when I got through, it was easy. And then I took the bearing, got to that but to the other path, and then I was trying to get to this small path. Yeah, I will describe it when I will be closing to control 17. So yeah, I was basically looking for this entrance into this non-runnable forest. As you can see, there is a path, and I thought, okay, this is it. I didn't want to go through that non-runnable forest, so I decided to go around. Here I'm just trying to avoid this puddle. And then I was trying to find this erosion here, and that was it. It was actually fairly easy to find, because it was like visible, you know, it was like opening in the non-runnable forest, so no, it was actually quite okay to find. To control number 18, I was basically following some other guys who caught up on me, and yeah, I was going, you know, like, how to say it, straight. I took bearing and ran straight. Then I got caught up by some guys, and yeah, these guys also already here, they caught up on me, and then found the control 18. Actually, I was like better in attacking and finding the control than these two guys. To control number 19, I decided to climb up. I think the other possibility was to go from the right side of the fenced area. But here I knew that I was passing this sort of a path here, so I decided to take it and go back to the top. And the only issue here was that I came to the ridge and I was expecting the control to be higher than it actually was, you know, so I had to drop down a lot to find the control, and that was a little bit of a disappointment for me. I haven't had any issue finding the control, but apparently going along the contour was similarly fast as this guy. And then to number 20, I just followed him. Of course, first I took bearing, but control number 20 was almost at the same contour and in a small valley, let's say, so I think easy to find. Control 21 was a little bit more tricky because you had to gain a bit of elevation, so for me it was hard to climb up, and at first I was just following this guy, but later on I wasn't able to keep up with him, I think. And now we are just going along the contour, and then I was trying to, follow the contour. Here I was looking around because the valley is really nice, so I wanted to catch the view so you can enjoy it at least for a brief second. So please go back and look at the valley. It's really beautiful. And then I had no issue finding control 21. I thought that I lost this guy during this leg, but apparently not, so probably I was just following him, and that's why it was easy for me to find the control. Control number 22. Well, now when I'm looking at the map, I would get to the top, get to that path, and then go to the edge of that non-runnable forest, and from there I would take a bearing and run straight to control number 22. That's, in my opinion, obvious choice. Let's see what I did, but I think I did just that. yeah, so you saw I did what I said I will do, and on top of that I got caught up by some other guys running in the same category, so I had clear lead, and now it's just finish, you know, like go back to the road and finish it up. So yeah, this is, I have no more comments to it. The forest was nice. It was more or less runnable, like more runnable than less, and the weather was beautiful, so I really did enjoy it. It's possible that this part of the forest will be soon under some protection, so it was another reason to take the longer category, let's say, to run longer. Yeah, hope you enjoyed, and see you at my next adventures. Bye bye.